Hi everyone, this is very important aspect and we don't understand it quite fully. DI and IOC. NestJS provide a IOC container. Internally, it maintains a IOC container where it add all the injectable services, define their dependency tree, and checks if a particular service can be injected inside a controller or can be used across different modules. But how things works without DI, right? Without IOC, what are the traditional approach? You can see here what we are doing is order service. Okay, I need a user service and an email service once the order is completed so that I can send an email. So this is how we are typically adding a dependency without DI. We are creating instance of user service and an email service and then accessing it. But with the DI in the NestJS approach, we can inject the dependencies. Dependencies are provided by the framework. IOC container will help this order service and make these two service, user service and email service instance available, so that you can call some user service method, then you can send an email, right? So what is the DI? What is dependency injection? Is a technique that implement IOC instead of a class creating its dependencies. They are injected from outside. IOC, the principle is don't call us, we call you. DI is the technique which pass the dependencies through the constructor. So this is called constructor injection. This is what, this is why the DI is popular and this is how it is done. IOC container is this. I mean, it's a big NestJS internal container. It creates the token for each and every service, like user service, token service, user service. It creates a token, and then whenever you inject those services to any other module controller or any other controller or service, it inject the instance of that service, singleton instance of that service inside the controller or inside the target service. But that module or that service should have access to that service. So that is called how this is done by importing that module inside another module, like user module, auth module. I want to use auth service into user module. It's not rocket science. You have to import the user module in the auth module. If I want to use auth service inside a user module, I have to import auth module into user module so that all the exported service from one module can be used into another module. So let's try to understand it like this. So this is, let's say, user module. This is course module. Okay, both are part of the same root module. I mean, root module will be importing them, but inside a user controller. So this is my user controller. This is my course controller. And then we have a services. And similarly, we have a course service. And now you understand, okay, all these building blocks, right? All these things will be coupled. Now, if I want to use code service inside a user controller or a user service, I can add that. That's fine. These two are added in the root module already, right? So if I want to use course module inside a user module, I need to define the dependency of course module inside the imports. So inside when we declare the module, we define imports array. There I can say, okay, I am importing the course module inside a user module, so I can start using user service and course service. And in the reverse direction, but we cannot do both the things together. Like, okay, course module also want a user module. This is a cyclic dependency, and then we need to deal it differently. But this is the one way course module want to be consumed inside a user module. Inside user service, I want to fetch how many courses this user is belongs to or has enrolled, right? So this is how we need to import course module into user module, so that if use course module is exporting that service, user module can directly access that inside a course controller, inside user controller and user service. So all these things are possible because we are registering all these services inside a DI IOC container. IOC knows what is core service. If user module has imported course module, then you can do the injection of core service inside a user service, constructor injection. So same thing I will try to explain with the diagram in the next video.